Fantastic. This is John from Components Direct, and I'll let John talk about his site in a minute, but this is an interesting one for us because John's is an established business doing pretty well already, and this is one of the your channels to market, isn't it? So can you tell us a little bit about the business, the size of it, and the sort of challenges that you were facing on the start of the course, really?
Yeah, Components Direct is an online wholesaler, retailer of specialised fasteners and like widgets and tools, really. We've been online since the late 90s, one of the first kind of companies in our industry to have an online e-marketing presence. And really, we wanted to kind of stop and rearrange the site because we've got so many products that we've added over the years onto that it's become a bit of a mishmash, really.
Right.
On the fasteners and components side, we've probably got about 5,000 different products. We've probably got about a couple of thousand different tools. We've added onto it security seals, batteries, aerosols. There's a real mishmash of products really in there.
So heading towards 10,000 products.
Yeah,
online.
A lot of products really. And we wanted to kind of simplify the site a bit, make it easier for customers to find the products, kind of nest the products into related groups in a much better way so that Google will pick them up better and they'll get higher rankings. A lot of the traffic is generated from pay-per-click. Right. I think we're quite good on that, and we know the numbers quite well on those, and we do quite well in pay-per-click. But we have seen over the last few years there is a lot more competition on the pay-per-click front. To launch new products, we're tending to find we have to spend a bit more than we used to get anywhere near on the pay-per-click rankings. Right. So part of the design, the redesign, was to redesign the site so we could try and get higher on the organic Google searches as opposed to pay-per-click. If you look, this is like before and after. This is like the before shot, and the main kind of navigation to the shops was graphic elements, which don't particularly rate that well on Google. We've now broken it down into kind of areas like specialist fasteners or furnished components.
Right, so you've compartmentalised down into fasteners and components.
Yeah, we've got a bit more work to do on that. This is like early doors on this really, but we've made sure that those stores are keyword rich,
right,
and then they drill down into landing pages which we can use for pay-per-click advertising,
right,
but hopefully organic as well, but they're also very keyword rich, those particular landing pages.
So you're continuing with your pay-per-click, but there's an objective coming through long term into the sort of organic stuff.
Absolutely.
In terms of pay-per-click then, what's been your experience then? You're saying that the pay-per-click prices been rising progressively, or it's been harder to close?
I think it's the markets in which we're established and we've got a good click-through rate, we've held the price quite well. We haven't experienced price increases. It's when we launch a new product and we're going in against established companies that have already got a pay-per-click presence on particular products, and we've found it's expensive to get in the first place.
Right, okay.
So the ones where we've been there for a while, because we've got a reasonably high click-through rate, we tend to rank quite highly without spending a fortune.
Yeah,
it's not too bad. I'd say average online purchase is probably about £45.
Right.
So
it's in the right order that
you
can make money out of it.
That's right, yeah. Right. And we've been quite ruthless at looking at pay-per-click and how much we're spending on each particular keyword and each particular product area.
Right.
And we regularly go through and cleanse it and change it. So
most people do. So you've got somebody kind of, if not dedicated to that, there's somebody who actually is looking at the maths behind that all the time.
That's right, yeah.
Right.
I'll generally look at the maths, and I've got two people on the product and the sales side who'll come back to me and say, when I tell them how much we've spent on in terms of getting business and how much we've got out of it, they'll tell me if they want to carry on with that or at the moment. Because as well as the kind of cosmetic changes, we've done a lot of under the bonnet stuff. So we've got a lot more function, because most of this is written in-house, so we've got a lot more functionality in terms of vouchers and stuff like that we can offer people. So
right, so campaigns, time-limited campaigns.
That's right, so we've built that all in, and that's going live in the next week or two, so we can then start using that to work much more on our marketing, so that once we've attracted a customer and we've got their details, if we don't get any repeat business from them, we then get in touch with them to give them some sort of offer.
So you're actually monitoring people's activity after a first sale and then sort of responding to that.
Yeah.
Excellent. Okay. So tell me about the organic stuff. you have an objective of kind of bringing the organic stuff through and easing back perhaps the proportion of the pay-per-click. How are you going to resource that, and what's your kind of plan? Is it just keyword richness? Or?
To a certain degree, yeah. As we take on more products, and it becomes obviously more expensive to kind of spend money on pay-per-click for all of those products. So really what we're trying to do is hopefully create Google-friendly pages that will initially go into the market using pay-per-click to get the traffic on them.
Yeah.
And then maybe pull that back a bit as those pages get indexed
Right.
by Google.
Right.
But a lot of it will be using keyword richness and stuff like that, and clustering products together so that around a theme, so
Right.
that they're picked up well by Google.
Yeah, so heading to, if not silos, certainly kind
Yeah,
of
the kind of silo
thematic
mentality,
linking.
yeah, that's right.
Fantastic. You were struck a little bit by video, and I noticed your transition to your new site has got a YouTube embedded video there.
Yeah,
What was you thinking there?
Well, one thing we want to do is increase the use of video, because we've realised that we have a lot of products that would sell well if they were demonstrated, as opposed to just having a flat photo on the screen.
Yeah.
And particularly on the furniture side, where we've got a lot of innovative new products that go into expensive wardrobes, kind of shoe rails and kind of hangers that you can pull in and pull out, and soft close mechanisms and stuff like that. And also because the technology's there, really, it's very easy and quick to shoot a video, put it on live, and it doesn't need to be particularly well produced. You know, as long as it demonstrates the product and it gives a clear impression to the customer. I think the trusting will be, for example, seeing the innovative products we've got, and the people that visit our website will be able to see them in action and realise that by buying those components or those mechanisms, they'll be able to add those to their products and add value to their product.
Right, fantastic. And in terms of where we go from here, then, in terms of tracking the actual performance of this site, are you running some kind of stats analysis?
Yeah, we've got Google Analytics, and we've got another thing called Open Tracker, which shows us exactly how people navigate the website and which pages they move from.
What are the biggest things that you're going to be looking at? Is it sort of bounce back or time on the site? What do you think are the sort of metrics that are going to be most important to sort of measuring how this site's going and evolving?
Well, obviously bounce back's an important thing for us to kind of look at, because we've got such a mixture of products on the site. We want people to land on the site and realise that they are in the right place, and find where they should be going, rather than just bouncing away again. So that's the important thing, is to make it as clear as possible, the home page, that once they've landed there, they're on the right page. But also, in order to get rid of bounce back, we tend to use pay-per-click and land people on specific pages as opposed to on the home page.
Right.
So they know exactly where they are.
Indeed.
So if, say for example, if they're looking for handles, we'd land them on that handle page.
Right. Okay.
And it shows them obviously the product, but also the fact they can get free next day delivery if they spend £39 and that kind of stuff.
Excellent. Okay. And then just sort of finally, then, in terms of the performance of the two sites, is it too early to be able to make any judgments as to whether you made any improvements in your conversion rate?
It's too early at the moment, because we've only really just gone live with it, and we've still got a lot of work to do on the home page of the new one. But already it feels right, and it feels talking to people on the phone, and I feel that they're navigating the site better, and they know a bit more about what we're about.
And I guess through a lot of videos, you're going to be looking to increase the amount of time that people are spending on the site, gone by quite a lot.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of one of the big metrics sort of that people are taking a lot of interest in now, is this sort of relationship between the amount of time spent on the site and the amount that they sort of buy into what you're trying to do, and your conversion rate and all that.
Well, that's it. Hopefully we can create a site where people that are enthusiasts, say for example for furniture components, can actually browse and think, oh, I'll look at this and see if it's interesting. What does this do? That kind of browsability.